That is Poetry in Motion, and it of course introduces Britain's most popular poet. People don't say poetess ever, do they? Here's the most popular poet. It's Pam Ayres. Good morning, Pam.
Good morning, Graham.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. You've cured me.
Oh, good. Well,
You like a tonic?
Oh, thanks. Yeah, like a bottle of iron tonic.
Yeah, full of goodness. You've got a new book out.
I have.
You made me late again. New collection. And it's whatever, it's kind of what people would expect. It's got added bits. It's got kind of anecdotes, it's got little sketches.
Yes.
And the introduction, I think, is a really useful thing. It's as if you're very tired of people asking you the question about how would I get into writing. So you've told them in very simple terms. So you can just say, buy my book.
Oh, no. Well, the thing is, people do always say, how can I get my poetry published? And it's so hard. There's no easy way, and I always say to people, get out there and perform it, really. There's no good writing it and hoping that somebody will come along and discover you, and you'll be Mr. Big all of a sudden. You really have to get out and sell it, and if you're nervous, you just have to keep doing it until you're not nervous, So that's what I tell people.
And when you've got a new collection on your list, do you get nervous? Do you kind of think, I still got it, Pam. Come on, Pam.
No, not really, because I'm doing performances all the time, and so I've got the chance to test them out. I can, and also I've got my cunning plan in that I've got, if I'm doing a piece in the show and I've got want to try a new piece, I'll sandwich it between two pieces that I know will work, and if it falls flat on its face, I can get back because I can do something strong, that I know works.
I won't be doing that again. Or do you give up on poems at the first hurdle?
No, I don't, because often I haven't made a very good job of it because I was nervous and my breathing goes. If I've got something that I believe in, I don't necessarily abandon it after the first failure, because it could be that I just made a pig's ear of it. I was nervous and my breathing wasn't right and I didn't sell it as I could have sold it.
Because actually, the poems are great on the page, but it is about you. Like, you find really... But you used to do this, didn't you? I remember getting the book with the LP. You get the book and the LP. But you should get it come with a CD.
Oh, there are CDs as well.
Yeah.
Certainly I did write them to perform. I always felt a bit sad that people were buying them because they look flat. A bit lifeless. Whereas I think if I can get in them and act them as I want them said, then I think they do come to life and they work much better.
But in this, I like one of the illustrations are very sweet. The
They are
illustrations
lovely
are funny
illustrations. Susan Hellard did the illustrations. She does all the illustrations for my books, and she's fab.
Really
She's
good.
very kind but funny.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's a very good description.
Yeah.
Yes, and also all the poems in this are all put in context. You've got anecdotes and stories around them, so we do feel your presence.
Oh, good.
Don't you think? That's what I took away from it. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're not feeling somebody else's presence. When you read it.
Yeah, it's very Eminem. I don't know what I thought a good thing to talk about, just because they're short and that they work in a certain way, is your introduction to Twitter.
Oh yes.
Because the little verses you do on Twitter are
I like those.
well, they really make me laugh, but they're very kind of bite-sized. I thought they might be a way into. Would you mind doing a few little pieces for us?
No, here's one. Oh Lord, I pray on bended knee, don't let a lightning strike me. Oh, let me sleep safe in my bed and strike my neighbour's house instead. I like that one.
That's very nice. That was off the top of her head, ladies.
Yes, I know, it's impressive.
I know, seriously, that was like, wow, I've got you channeling something.
Well, I've got one about Galantis.
I think it sounds the same if it wasn't her voice saying it.
Galantis ought to be your bag. Results are great and outlay small. On your back in the village hall. So the thing is, until I went on Twitter, which I didn't really want to do, I was pushed into it by the publisher in a nice way, but I was.
Yeah.
I had no idea that I could do it. I always thought I couldn't make up little rhymes, but actually when I acquired a few followers, and I tend not to go to bed very early, and I found myself chatting away on Twitter, and I found that was one actually, that I could write little short pieces about more or less anything, and so that was quite an interesting discovery to me, because I didn't know I could do it.
I like the one you read. I've got here. I like the one you read. You wrote after watching